Welcome to this week's ABCs of Real Estate. This week we're on letter I and we are going to talk about inspections. So what is the inspection process and when does it come into play in a real estate transaction? I know I've done a video on this before, but just wanted to go in a little further detail for you. So a home inspection, and there are a few different types of inspection, including a home inspection, a pool inspection, septic inspection, and WDO, which stands for wood destroying organisms. Those are all performed by licensed home inspectors. Some do all of them, some just do a home inspection, but you can find someone to do the other. The septic is usually done by a septic company, and the pool as well is usually done by a pool company. So what happens with the inspection is the licensed inspector will come out to the home that is being purchased, and they will look into all the systems of the home. Basically, they will check the roof, the plumbing, the electric, the sinks, bathtubs, toilets, outlets, etc. Everything you can think of in that home, they will go through and test and make sure it's in working order. They then provide the buyer with an inspection report that's usually provided within 24 to 48 hours to go over the results of the inspection. This is where they'll highlight any concerns of theirs, and most of them will tell you the condition of almost everything in the home and really highlight for you to know what you might be concerned about, what might cost you some money, and they'll also make some suggestions of possibly having an expert, whether it's an electrician, a plumber, a roofer, come out and do further inspections on certain areas if they're not up to par or not in good condition. So with that inspection report, what we do is, as a real estate agent, we would then take that inspection report, and if there's anything of concern to the buyer, move forward with contacting the listing agent to discuss the results of that inspection and see if their seller is willing at all to make any repairs or not. And then again, this is where that inspection period comes into play. So if the buyer chooses to cancel the contract because they don't like the results of that inspection, they can do so without risking their escrow. Now in Florida, we have two types of contract, an as-is contract and the standard contract. The as-is contract basically is saying the buyer is going to purchase the home as is. So if the inspection comes back with any results that the buyer is not comfortable with, while we can ask for repairs and point them out to the seller, it's not necessarily going to result in them fixing anything. The standard contract does allow for us to put in repair amounts. So if we agree at time of contract to the seller providing a maximum of $2,000 towards repairs, and we find out that something needs to be replaced, they would contractually have to make that repair. So those are the two differences. Again, on an as-is contract, which a majority of purchases are written up on, you don't necessarily have the ability to have those repairs made. Again, it's up to the seller. Now, a lot of sellers might make repairs because they don't want a sale to fall apart. And they also then know of something that might be wrong with their home. So for future buyers, they would have to disclose that. So the home inspection process is usually a few hours, 1 to 3 hours, depending on the size of the home and the inspector and how thorough they are. It's an out-of-pocket expense that is due from the buyer, and it's usually between $300 to $600. Again, really depends on the company you go with and how big the home is and everything that you're getting inspected. What we do is, once a buyer goes under contract, we provide them with 3 different inspection companies that we recommend and have worked with. They're welcome to go ahead and find their own inspector if they'd like. And then they schedule that inspection. It has to be done within the inspection period, which, as we discussed before, is about 10 to 15 days. The inspector will then go out and do the inspection, get the report, etc. So that's really what an inspection is in a nutshell. Any questions about home inspections and what to expect, please let me know. But basically, it is a great way for a buyer to find out the condition of the home that they're going to be purchasing. Sometimes during your first showings, and if you have a second showing, you can't see all the details, and you obviously aren't going to climb up on the roof or look inside the electric panel, so you might not know exactly what condition the home is in, and the sellers themselves may not know, so it might not be on a seller's disclosure. But it is a great way to know and find out what to expect when you're moving into the home, and also already have your list of repairs that might need to be made. Again, some things are as simple as paint or changing a doorknob. So you already have that in mind when you're moving into the home. So that is inspection. Let me know if you have any questions, again, about inspections or real estate, or if you're interested in buying a home. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.